Hey everybody, Austin here again with another episode of my Let's Play series on Dark Souls. So let's pick up where we were at before. So I'm trying some new recording settings on this one. I apologize if the last episode was a little choppy, or even choppier than what the PS3 should look like. So I was recording that last video at 1080p at 30 frames per second. I'm now recording this video at 720p at 60 frames per second. And so far in the tests I've seen, everything looks a lot better, so... So hopefully everything will go here. So we just entered the Undead Burg. We're using our Zuwander, which is a little bit out of our range right now just because we don't have the strength to one-hand it, but when we two-hand it, we are pretty much killing most enemies in one hit, except for right there where we died. So that's kind of good, because that kind of gives us an example. I can show you what happens when you die. So when you die in the game, you get brought back to the last bonfire you were at, and you lose all your souls. But all is not lost, because if you can get back to where you were before you died, you should be able to regain those souls you lost. I'm going to play a little bit more cautious here. See if we can get back to our souls and get those back so we don't lose them all. And we did. We regained them all, but we might be in the process of dying here again, but let's take you all out. Behind him and backstab him. There we go. We got back all our souls and we're kind of back where we at when we died. Let's pick this stuff up. Let's use a Estus Flask and we'll keep moving forward. Kind of just have to attack the enemy before they attack us. Lower him out. He comes forward and we just overchop him, but didn't kill him because... Gotta be careful that if we miss with that attack, it puts us in a really dangerous spot because we lose all our stamina and we have no recovery for a while. Got a chest, which will give us some fire bombs. Cool. So, while we started as a barbarian, our starting classes don't really mean anything in this because you have full control. You can upgrade your guys to do whatever you want them to be. Dodge him a little and get that backstab in. Awesome backstabs can be our lifesaver. I should really try repausing more, but it's kind of difficult to switch back and forth. So normally you have to buy a key to get into here, but because we had the master key, it took us right in. Should take us to here to get Golb had risen. So that's good stuff. That will help us tear through some enemies by kind of adding a gold adds a, I believe, a fire effect. Now also how much you push on the analog stick does have an effect. So we're walking here, we don't alert the enemies to our presence. But if I was to run, it would alert them, so we can get behind them. Oop. Didn't quite get the backstab in, but one hit cleaved them both to death. Picked up some more souls of the lost undead. And you also notice here we gain the humanity. So whenever you're in an area and you're fighting just their normal mobs in areas where you haven't beaten the boss yet, you'll gain humanity. which is you gain humanity as a number of different things. When you hold it like this, it allows you to have better resistance and to have a better item drop rate. Now you notice we used a different animation there. We did the roll into attack, which gave us a thrusting, which is kind of neat. But this game's really about, once you know all your attack animations, that's really what's the most important thing about the equipment is. You can usually level up a lot of your equipment, but getting that attack animation in really helps out a lot. One down. And especially too knowing your opponent's attack animations. Because without that, you leave yourself open to attack and can die pretty fast. I'm gonna use another one of these. You'll see why here in a minute. Run. Just in case I couldn't get out of the way. I took him out. There's a door here, but I don't think we can open it. Oh, we can using Master Key. And where does this take us? I think this takes us to a place we don't want to go yet. Yeah, we want to come back up. We're not ready to fight the boss that's here, but we've unlocked the door at least, which is good. And let's keep going upward. No, it's on the next floor. See here, there's that little creature which gave us some twinkling titanite and large titanite shards. So those are what we use to upgrade our weapons. There's different grades of them all, which will allow us to upgrade different weapons down different paths and up different things. Before we go up here, we want to take out these enemies. Oh. A little bit of damage. Let's head down. If you tap circle, you can slide down. Now, this game is really great at design, and before we move forward, I'm just going to hop a little bit and talk a little bit about here and see. So, we're on this bridge. It looks like a normal bridge, but then as you look through it, you see it's destroyed. It's destroyed up there, it's destroyed on the side here. What, as a player, you should be thinking, or at least if you're in this world, what caused this destruction? Why is everything destroyed here? You know, it looks like someone hammered through this. Is it destroyed because of time, or is it destroyed because of this huge demon here? So we're going to work on taking out the Taurus demon. Nope. Alright, I need to run in and then attack. Oh, and then we actually staggered him, which is nice. Ooh, need to back up. So that's what happens if you try to attack too much. You can accidentally get killed like that. Run in. Cool, so our running R1 will stagger him. Staggering is important. If you can know the stagger points on a lot of enemies, it's going to help you out a lot. Run away. I'll go in. Stagger. We need to get out of here. Oh. Estus Flask. spot. Back up, back up. Estus. Let's run in. Run in. Stagger. Can we get one more? No. Tried to get one more in and he noticed it. We almost died. So we need to play it safe. Run in. Get that attack. And we took him out. So our Zoander's doing great damage, allowing us to do great damage potential there. You just have to, with every enemy, it's just more knowing their attack style and, you know, not trying to rush it. You noticed a couple times I tried rushing it there, I took damage. So let's move forward. Now you've probably seen, like I said, all these orange spots. These are actually messages left by other players. So there's an item called a red soap stone that will allow you to leave messages for other players, and then they can rate them up. Let's see what we got here. Soul, large soul, the undead. Moving forward. Locked door, can't open that one yet. And now we have found our Sunbro.
Hello. You don't look hollow, far from it. I am Solaire of Astora, an adherent of the Lord of Sunlight. Now that I am undead, I have come to this great land, the birthplace of Lord Gwyn, to seek my very own son. Do you find that strange? Well, it should. No need to hide the reaction. I get that.
Alright, let's keep talking to him.
Oh, aha. So I do scared. I have a proposition. The way I see it, our fates appear to be intertwined. In a land brimming with horrors, could that really be a chance? So what do you say? Why not help one another on this lonely journey? It pleases you greatly. Well then, take this.
Alright, so we got our white sign Stopestone.
Strange beings in a strange land. The flow of time itself is convoluted, with heroes centuries old chasing on about. The very fabric wavers, and relations shift and obscure. There's no telling how much longer your world and mine will remain in contact. But use this to summon one another as spirits, cross the gaps between the worlds, and engage in jolly cooperation. Of course, we are not the only
Jolly
ones
co-op.
engaged in this, but I am a warrior of the sun. Spot my summon signature easily by its brilliant aura. If you miss it, you must be blind.
So it's cool. So that white soapstone is going to allow us to summon other players, and to also allow us to be put in a position where we can be summoned. So that's great. I'll show the multiplayer in a little bit. Now, when we look here, we see just a normal bridge, but what are these burn marks down here for? A dragon who almost one-shotted us. Let's use this. Let's use 2. So there's that red dragon we saw before. So again, just great design on this game, because it just shows little details, just like the burnt marks on there that kind of show you there might be a dragon. So we want to go down here. Which will take us to a shortcut. So we kick down this ladder, and what do we find? Back where we saved before. So again, kind of talked about like connected level design. So we heal up. Let's see what we can do about leveling up a little bit. So I know one of our things is we definitely want to look at getting our strength up, but what do some of these other stats do? So vitality is basically your health. The more of this you have, you can see it increases your health up. Health is always important. Attunement is related to spells, so as you increase this, it's going to increase how many spells you can hold. So we're not going to be playing much of a magic character, so that doesn't really help us that much. Endurance. Endurance increases a couple different things. It increases your stamina, so the more stamina you have, the more you're going to be able to dodge. The more you're going to be able to, more actions you'll be able to do, which that's an important thing to have. Also increases your equipment load. So as you get to some of that heavier armor, heavier weapons, it's going to have more weight to them. And when you have more equipment load, you'll be able to weigh more or equip larger stuff and still be able to dodge a little bit. Strength is primarily, you saw there. A lot of weapons will scale from strength. So you see here our weapon scales a little bit. So as we increase it, 1 point of strength increases our damage by 2. Dexterity. Also, this weapon also scales off dexterity, so same thing. Resistance increases, you see our physical defense. Well, everything increases your physical defense, but resistance doesn't more. But it also adds to your poison resistance. Intelligence is used for magic, and faith is used for white magic. So I know we want to get our strength up a little bit, so that way we can eventually one-hand this. So let's go. Let's take you to 20. Or actually, how much can we take it to? 23. We're almost there, so let's do it. 23. For our next level, we need about 1,000 more. So I think once we get to 24, we'll be able to one-hand it. To give you an idea, though, you can see just how much more damage we do to these guys now. So we're still one-hitting those, which is nice. Let's rust up. And we'll go on a little bit more. So we will go back up this ladder here. And we don't want to really go back up there yet, because we don't really want to fight that dragon. Well, we can, but let's go this way. It's kind of a difficult fight. I don't feel strong enough to do it yet. Bam. Brought him down in one hit. We kind of played off the whole of his attack animation. Like I was talking about, if you don't play right, these guys will kill you. Especially these spear guys. Alright. And we had no stamina there when he was attacking randomly. That would have been a good time to attack, but we had no stamina to do it, and there we go. So one thing we did there was we broke his attack. We broke his defense. We kept hitting with our shield, and it broke through. Oh, rats, we gotta be careful. Alright, now we're poisoned, which is not good. And they killed us. So as you see here, even little things like mutant rats can tear you a new one. Be very careful and be on your A game, or else you will die. Alright, come back. Let's head back up. Luckily we spent our souls before we did that, or else that would have sucked. But again, we can always regain our souls and we can get back to that point, which really shouldn't be an issue. Yeah, still not quite at the point where we can two-hand it yet, but we use our shield a little bit more lenient now, just for blocking. After Forgot I gotta switch to two-handed. Wanna be a dick. There we go. So those guys were poisonous. Now, if only we had a shield that would block poison. Yeah, we do. Two down. You see that poison bar comes up. What that means is that the length of the bars are resisted. So the more resistant to poison, the longer that bar is. Once that bar gets full, it means we're poisoned. So you saw over time it lowered itself a bit. Go up. So there's a bonfire over here, but we can't get to it yet. We have to run past the dragon to get to it, so we'll just pass it for right now. But we have more enemies over here for us to fight. Let's use an Estus Flask just to get prepared. And a big bull demon. Lure our enemies out to us. If you just kind of go running in, you're more than likely going to die. It's always good to fight the enemy on your turf. Oop. You see here, we tried doing that one-handed, just didn't have the damage for it. Broke through and took him out. And we want to run past this guy before he attacks us. Broke a shield guard, but ooh. You see one mess up and you could die. Now, a recovery, when you have your shield out, your stamina does not recover as fast. So, if you need to recover your stamina, you want to lower your shield. Oh. Now these Alluring Skulls, these are neat. Well, before we do that, we got a enemy coming up here to fight us, so let's go ahead and take him out. But this is kind of a neat mechanic. I'll show you how we can take out this boss not too bad. So let's first equip those and put in our Alluring Skull, which let's actually take a look at it first. A skull with Miki lingering souls. Throw to shatter and spread souls to attract certain types of enemies. Souls are a concentration of life, and the life-starved hollows are lured by its power. Not effective for all enemies. We want to equip you there. So now watch this. Thinking, how are we going to take out that huge bull demon? Well, let's throw you down here. And it attracts the enemy, who kind of just sets himself on fire. Well, let's actually throw it more down here, so he'll actually go on the fire. There we go. One more time. Cool. Now those are actually, what's nice about those enemies are, those are ones that when you kill them once, they stay dead. So we don't need to worry about him coming back to life, which is kind of nice. But he dropped something for us. Fang Boar Helmet. So we could switch to a special helmet of his if we want. These guys are jerks. Switch back to our Estus Flask. Get our shield up. Take him down. The other one's running away, but you gotta be careful because he actually lures you into an ambush. Dodge. Oh, these guys are pains. Oh, cool. So what that happened is we just got an Estus Flask renewed. So I was talking about the multiplayer component of that. What that meant is when you get an Estus Flask like that, it means someone else is playing in this area and reinforce their Estus at the bonfire. So it's kind of nice. It kind of gives you some more health when you need it, and kind of also reminds you that you're not alone in this game and that there's other people playing. Ooh. Need to get back. Let's use our Estus we just got. Ooh. See, no break even when healing. Enemies are going to come at you non-stop. Want to get what this guy dropped. Master Key. Now let's walk across this. Now we're about to come up to some of the first enemies that are going to be ones that are first ones I really start to worry about. I mean, as you saw, you need to really worry about any enemy because they can kill you, but these guys are specifically you need to be careful of. So we're going to walk slowly. But the Boulder Knights, these guys are dangerous. We're going to walk slowly up to him because we get a backstab in. We might be able to kill him in one hit. One hit. Yes, alright. Those guys will mess you up. And as you can see, there's more over there. But we got a Knight Shield out of that. So this game is the spiritual successor to another PS3 game called Demon's Souls. One thing that sucked about Demon's Souls that they didn't carry over to this game, which was really nice, is equipment burden. So we talked about like your equipment load and how much you can personally hold. That game also had a limit on how much you can just have in your inventory. So it sucked if you had a lot of stuff on you and something new came and you couldn't pick it up. Well, there's a good chance, unless if you drop stuff, you will lose that item and never be able to get it back. But they dropped that for Dark Souls, which was a much needed blessing. Alright. Be careful. Hear enemies coming out of from both sides. Yep. And there's the other Boulder Knight we need to be careful of. Alright, 2 hits take him down. Still up this asshole. Unfortunately, I don't have the stamina. So I break him, but then I don't have enough stamina to continue attacking. But there we go. So, whole new area over here for us to explore, but before we do that, we're about to just go and save ourselves a whole bunch of headache. You guys. Run over here. Again, you notice we haven't really had any load screens at all, just the load screen from when we started the game, and everything's just so connected. What do we find over here? But our bonfire. So we're gonna rest, and I think I'm gonna call it into this episode. So again, thanks everybody for watching. I hope you really enjoyed watching this playthrough. If you liked the video, please like it on YouTube, subscribe to my channel. I have all sorts of Let's Plays up. Follow me on Twitter, HillDog1378. Again, thanks everybody for watching, and I will see you guys next time.